The other big initiative we've had regarding economic development is all around education, and I appreciate the points that Bill made. The fact of the matter is this: forever, Tennessee is ranked in the 40-somethings when it came to education. And when people looked at investing in our state, that's been their biggest question. And when we go out to sell Tennessee, we have so much to sell. We have an incredible physical location. You might not appreciate that unless you're out trying to sell Tennessee around the country, but we're physically situated right in the middle of where you want to be. Obviously, everybody in Rutherford County knows the benefits of Nissan being in Tennessee. Some of you probably heard the story of how one of the ways that first came about. Lamar Alexander went to Japan to meet with the folks at Nissan, and after he finally got an appointment, sat down to sit and see them, they said, well, all that's wonderful, but where's Tennessee? And Lamar had thought ahead, and he had brought a map of the U.S. at night. It showed where the people lived, where the lights were the most concentrated. And if you look at and try to figure out kind of the middle of where all those lights are, it's Tennessee. And with a wonderful system of transportation with interstates and airports and rivers, we really have a wonderful physical location. We also have a great work culture. Most businesses that come here say, we love the folks that work for us here. But the one, and then we love the tax environment, we love the business environment. The one complaint that we consistently hear or heard more of, and starting to address that, is, are you going to have the workforce that we need? And so we really are making headway. I said to always be in the 40s was frustrating for all of us. That's why about a month ago it was a really big deal when the federal government announced the results of this year's NAEP tests. Now, NAEP, for those who don't live in the government acronym world, is a National Assessment Education Profile. It's the one test that is taken uniformly across all 50 states in the country. They go in and they randomly select a statistically verifiable number of kids out of every 4th grade and 8th grade class across the country. And they use that to determine where that state is in educational attainment. In the past, when we've always said we were 44th, 45th for education, that's the test that has been used. One of the things that's hurt Tennessee in the past is we were kind of lying to ourselves and to our parents about how well we were doing. We had like 90% of our kids testing out as proficient in reading and math, but when they got to post-secondary education, when they got to community college or 4-year school, about 70% of them needed remedial work. Well, something's wrong with that picture, right? At 90% test out as proficient in high school, but 70% need remedial work when they get to post-secondary education, you have a problem. Fortunately, even before we got there, we started raising standards in Tennessee and expecting more, and we're seeing results. That's why it was such a big deal a month ago when those NAEP results came out and Tennessee was ranked the fastest growing state in the country. Now, that hasn't ever been said about Tennessee. We made the biggest gains that any state has been made in the 10 years that they've been given these tests. I tell people it's a really big deal when the Commissioner of Education in New York says, if we work really hard, we can be like Tennessee. That's a big deal. And that hasn't been said a lot. So we're making great progress there, and there are a lot of professional educators in Tennessee that are doing an outstanding job to make that happen.